Hello and welcome back to the Sharks World, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is a special one as we're going to be covering two groups of sharks that don't get talked about nearly enough. They outnumber all other groups of sharks, some by orders of magnitude, and are the most diverse genus of shark the world over. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Forget hammerheads, threshers, and makos. This is peak shark. Of course, I'm talking about catsharks and true dogfish. Sharktoz, what do you mean by true dogfish? It's complicated. But it isn't. But it is. But it isn't. The reason I say true dogfish is because some cat shark species have dogfish in their name. For example, the small spotted cat shark is also known as the sandy dogfish. Why? Mainly because of how animals were classified back in the 1800s. They used to just lump all sharks into one group, as in great whites would be in the same group as cat sharks, and so on. But as our understanding of animals and evolution has expanded, we're slowly correcting mistakes and early assumptions. Before we continue, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Yuto Morinuki. I hope I said that correctly. He was kind enough to let me use some of his posts on Instagram showing his very own shark aquarium. That's right. You can actually have cat sharks, horn sharks, and woebegone sharks as pets. I'll go over all the species he has a bit later, but for now, please give him a look on Instagram, Twitter, and other platforms, which I have linked below. And for you, Yuto, arigato, tomoyo. Now, back to cat sharks and true dogfish. Despite their similarities at a glance, these two groups diverged from one another around 200 million years ago. Let's start with cat sharks. They belong to the family
Skyrhinidae.
That word, yeah. Cat sharks are a family of ground sharks that make up about 150 species of shark and are generally very small and extremely diverse as far as lifestyles go. They usually occupy deep and cold waters and lay eggs to give birth. If I'm not mistaken, they make up about 40% of the sharks that are known to lay eggs. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, why aren't cat sharks called, well, cat sharks? That's because their eyes look like a cat's eyes. That and because we're humans, we always name other non-mammals after mammals. You ever notice that? Cat sharks, tiger sharks, bull sharks, whale sharks, but we never name non-sharks after sharks. Why isn't there a mako cat, or a thresher monkey, or a hammerhead? Actually, you can't really name anything after a hammerhead, can you? Anyway, getting off that rant, here are some species of cat sharks. There's the swell shark, the Atlantic ghost cat shark, the nurse hound, the dusky cat shark, not to be confused with the dusky shark, the brown shy shark, the cloudy cat shark, the tiger cat shark, not to be confused with the tiger shark. And our friend Yuto has a pair of banded sand cat sharks, a 5-year-old male named Lomi, and a 5-year-old female named Asia. He also has a pair of coral cat sharks, a 4-year-old female named Teru, and a 6-year-old male named Ko. If you take nothing else from this video, remember that Ko is the 9th wonder of the world. And if things go bad tomorrow, this little guy must be protected at all costs. Some other cool facts about cat sharks is that species like the swell shark are able to fill their stomachs with either air or water when they feel threatened to look more intimidating. Cat sharks are also sexually monomorphic, meaning that males and females are generally indistinguishable from one another, outside of claspers, of course. Males and females also generally live separately, with females usually living in caves, and males living in open sea beds. And finally, they can wave at you if they like you enough. Now, let's move on to true dogfish. They belong to the family Squalidae and are the second largest order of sharks. They were named dogfish because of how they would often chase down smaller prey like a pack of dogs. I mean, I guess that works for a reason. Like cat sharks, they're generally very small, but beyond that, there are some very notable differences. One is that dogfish don't have an anal fin. Another one is that dogfish, unlike other sharks, are venomous. They have venom in the little spine on both of their dorsal fins as a defense mechanism. Say a predator swallows them. That spine hitting the top of their mouth could make them spit the dogfish out, buying the little shark a few precious seconds to get away. Is this venom dangerous to humans? No. Some other notable things about true dogfish is that they hunt in packs. And I mean, these guys roll deep, like up to 1,000 in some cases. Though, to be fair, I imagine it's usually fewer than that, most of the time. Despite their size, dogfish are actually speculated to live up to 70 years old, which generally doesn't happen with small species. They've also broken a few records, one regarding migration, where a single dogfish, the spiny dogfish to be specific, traveled over 5,000 miles, longer than any shark migration we've seen so far. They also hold the record for the longest gestation period of any animal vertebrate at 22 to 24 months. So sharks not only have the record for the longest living vertebrate with the Greenland shark, but also the longest gestation period. Look at our higher order fish. Some species include the spiny dogfish we mentioned a moment ago, the black-tailed spur dog, the long-nose spur dog, the short-nose spur dog, the long-nose velvet dogfish, the long snout, man, they really love naming them after their noses, the rough-skin spur dog, the white-fin spur dog, and the knife-tooth spur dog, to name a few species. Now, one thing I noticed making this video is that we actually don't know a great deal about cat sharks or true dogfish. I imagine part of the reason is that they're not as photogenic as, say, the white shark or the tiger shark, at least to the general public. It's okay, you guys are still heroes in my book. Another reason is because of how deep a lot of them live, a fair amount being in areas where sunlight barely reaches, if at all. If any of you shark scientists are looking for a species or group to pioneer in, here are some perfect candidates. I imagine our friend Yuto has made some of his own observations about them. Speaking of which, here are the other species of sharks he has. 2 pairs of Hasselt's bamboo sharks, 2 5-year-old females named Beveu and Elu, a 5-year-old male named Eruti, and a 6-year-old male named Shima, 1 7-year-old female gray bamboo shark named Garia, a 1-year-old male Japanese bullhead shark named Blue, this little guy will make you laugh, a 2-year-old male northern woebegone named Higemaru, and finally, a 1-year-old female ornate woebegone shark named Karamaru. Again, please go give Yuto a look on Instagram and other platforms, as it's a real treat to watch all of these sharks interact with one another. I promise, It'll brighten your day up. And thank you once again, Yuto, for allowing me to show off your wide cast of characters. This is going to be where we end today's video. Thank you for once again giving me some of your time. Remember to work out this holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then.